Okay, section number 12. Oh, this is this is my recording. So here again we see the same GPX file which we have explained, which can capture individual points with latitude, longitude, elevation and time information, as well as a track corresponding of individual points with the same latitude, longitude, elevation and time data. So this actually allows you to actually play back this trail over time on a computer, actually, as we will see. Okay, and other figures, we have been looking at maps. Maps are just, say, 90-degree views straight onto the surface of the Earth. Obviously, I'm also interested to know how much I've been going up and down, because more, I'm telling you, more than horizontal distance, vertical distance is the one that gives you a lot of trouble in the mountains. So therefore you have this typical profile screen or altitude screen and a GPS, which will show you that the trail you have been walking from the beginning, dung, 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 till the end somewhere, and how you have been walking up and down. So here you can see one cell is around 1 mile, one horizontal cell, and a vertical cell corresponds to 640 feet, which is around 200 meters roughly, to 215 meters. So here you can see this guy has been walking, say, from this point to this point in 1 mile, in 1,609 meters, a land mile. I've been kind of increasing almost the cell, so I've increased around 200 meters, which is a fairly easy slope. This would have been an easy trek in CTC. Okay, so altitude screen, very interesting to look at the altitude profile sometimes. Another thing which is optional with basic GPSs, but typically there on advanced GPSs, is the compass screen. This is not a traditional mechanical compass, but this is like what they call an electronic compass. Beats me how it works, but this will also, I mean, if you enable it, you should not use this by default because it uses some extra battery, this thing. So if you use this, your battery will run out soon. GPS typically works on 2 AA batteries, which if you use them kind of sparingly, you can easily cover 2 days with a AA set. One more benefit with mobile GPS, you can have replaceable batteries, which means the GPS, you can use it as long as you carry enough AA batteries, you can use it as long as you want. While your mobile, I don't think you have Nokia sockets in the jungle to recharge your mobile. So with the electronic compass, you will be able to see your direction, which again, I mean, if you're an experienced trekker, you will never switch this on because you always know where is north, east and west. You just, I mean, when the sun comes up in the morning, you will see, okay, the east is there, it's to my right, so I'm walking north. And then when the sun gets on top, of course, it's a bit difficult, don't know anymore, the sun is straight on top. But then when the sun, in the afternoon again, the sun will start going down towards the west, and again, once you know where the west is, you know where is north and east and south, so that's not a big deal. Plus again, as I mentioned on a GPS, typically in addition to your current location, you will see like a triangle. I mean, not this guy, this is like a pointer which they can move, but if you see like a black triangle here on top, the triangle will show exactly the direction you're going. So GPS also will give you that sense of direction. Oh, I'm traveling in like 15 degrees northwest or something, which is very important, right? Because your sense of direction indicates the next peak or the next valley or whatever where you're going to hit. Okay, so another thing is then, this is kind of interesting. So depending on where you are on the planet and what is the date, the season, obviously the time of sunrise, the time of sunset will be different. This seems to be predictable by the GPS, and the same for the moonrise and the moonset. So this is very important, obviously, because as you walk in the jungle, navigation during the night becomes much more difficult. All those reference points 100 meters away from you simply disappear unless it's daylight or unless you have like a moonlit sky. And of course the moon is in the sky because, unless the moon comes up, sometimes the moon comes up very late. Look, only at 4 AM. So this means that between 7:50 PM sunset and 4 AM in the morning, pitch dark in the jungle, and forget it. You won't see any reference points to navigate. Okay, you can see your GPS still. You have a backlight in your GPS to see where you're going. You'll see in the GPS, like, okay, to my left, okay, I'm walking like parallel 2 kilometers on my left with a stream. But I can tell you from experience, in the night, all these GPSs and these maps become useless, because in the terrain itself, you will get falls, you will get like steepness and so, which is not even visible on your maps of 1x25k. So unless really you have a good visual view of your surrounding terrain, you will quickly get stuck in some dense bushes, thorny bushes. You will quickly get stuck on like a 10-meter drop, which is enough for humans to be totally stuck. So visibility is important. Always plan for these sunset times to reach your campsite, preferably before sunset. Or if you plan some night trekking, that at least the moon does not come up early morning, but that it will be there already overlapping with the sun. And of course, yeah, moon will only be useful if it's not cloudy, obviously. Alright, so and then as I mentioned, once we go, so this you can see obviously is very zigzag. So this is not a hand-drawn map. This is a trail which we have downloaded from GPS. You're still okay on the time. So here basically this is now Karnataka, Ombatigure, the Kabinali Reserve Forest, where we actually have walked for like this is actually our this is our 6-day trek, 6 days in the rain, which was an interesting experience. Oh man, little visibility, where we actually went to Ombatigure. So actually here we followed the stream. Here we left, you can see the stream here. We started climbing up the hill, we followed the ridge, right? Typical, I mean, common rules. You never hit these steep edges. And you kind of walk along the stream, you refill your water bottles here, never leave the stream without filling up all possible water. You get onto an easy ridge here, you're on top of the ridge, which means left and right it will be down. The ridge is actually the opposite of a stream. In a stream you're actually going up and down on the left. On the ridge you're going up, down on the left and the right. So here actually we'll have very good visibility, because you will be walking at the highest point. So here we were walking up. So you can see the flags. The flags are like interesting points. These will be like some campsite or breaks or whatever, some interesting points for future treks to this place. Here, just a second, let me pick up this call. Okay, so here we had a first day campsite just below the peak of Ombatigure. This is like this famous peak. We have gone there 7 times. It's a beautiful jungle, a little bit risky because lots of snakes in this place. Then here again we use the ridge. Actually you will see that this is actually a nice gradual slope from 980 meters, goes nicely down to the stream again. This is the stream here, that white thing, so water will come out here. We kept following the stream. We wanted to go to the highest peak here, 1367 meters, the Jenkal Beta, the highest in the range. So we avoid it. We are not suicide pilots. We don't climb up on, we are not cliffhangers, I would say. Avoid is black. So we're simply following easily the stream, refreshing the thirst as needed. Here we're actually on the highest point, refreshing, filling up all the water bottles. And then again from the back you can see it's a bit whitish, so we're easily going up to the peak. Viewpoint here, take a few photos, and then from this peak we went to some other weird names, some other nearby peak. From there again we went down, and then again we followed the stream. Climbed up some dry stream here, and again went inside another stream, and again visited some more streams. So this is very nice right afterwards to see actually how you progress through this terrain on a topographic map especially. So you actually see, oh, there I was going this stream, obviously you know that, but you kind of see how you kind of navigated through this jungle. Here it becomes very interesting. If you go then to Google Earth, then you kind of get a 3-dimensional view of the terrain.